The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who, well, he doesn't think it's easy being green. Welcome, Jacob.
I thought we were reviewing something about not Shrek, right?
Or Seven Not Shreks.
Seven Not Shreks, yeah.
Kermit the Frog's not involved either.
No, he's not.
But I couldn't think of anything else to cut in to
That's true.
Because, yeah.
Whatever. Why thank you to introduce our co-host, the man who just like to take a bite of an apple every once in a while and that's going to turn you into, a tree monster. Welcome, Drew.
Where she would fail to get me is that every time she was giving apples out, they were red apples. I prefer Granny Smith, which is green,
they are green,
and may not have the same effects.
That's true. It might turn them purple,
like the evil minions in Despicable Me 2.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen Despicable Me 2.
Have we not done that?
No, we have not.
No, we did. I double checked. We have reviewed that.
Oh,
because I was looking back through our stuff. We did do that.
Oh, that's right.
You drew a minion with Cyclops' eye beams.
That's right.
It's been a while.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Right, which is why I'm making a list of films for when we're lost and don't know what to pick from.
That is true. Be like, I'm also doing a list where it's those little hidden gems that people don't know about.
Right.
Like animated films. I'm like, you know what? That'd be kind of cool.
I'm including some of those on the list to get on there. But either way, tonight we are looking at a film that we first talked about in 2019?
2019 when we started.
No, I think this popped up we saw it in 2020 because it was in our first anniversary episode. We talked about it.
It was.
So that would technically be 2020.
Yes.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah.
But then I hadn't heard anything about this movie since then.
No.
So I didn't even know it had come out until I looked on the list earlier this year and saw you had put it on there.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, oh, this thing happened. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if this really is the fat-shaming movie it looked like it was going to be. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
But
I like the story, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not a bad story.
No.
But I still am not sure what to think about this film, if we're being honest.
Same.
So why don't we just go ahead and jump into our spoiler-free thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
So yeah, as you probably could tell, this was the first time I had seen this movie. I am aware of all of the source material for this, because it's not just Snow White.
No, it's not.
Because you got The Legend of King Arthur, you got Hansel and Gretel, you got Pinocchio, you got Shrek, you got Tangled.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Tangled.
You got Brave, because you got the three little bears. The three little bears are in this.
Yeah, 3 little bears, but they're wooden bears.
And little bunny Foo-Foo hopping through the forest.
Yes.
Except he's a big wooden bunny Foo-Foo.
He's a big wooden big
bunny Foo-Foo.
Big bunny Foo-Foo. Okay.
Big bunny Foo-Foo made out of wood.
Anyways, yeah.
This is a weird movie.
It is a weird good movie.
In some ways, the reason I say this is like Shrek is not because the Seven Dwarfs
are green.
That's more a happenstance.
Yes.
I say it's like Shrek because it literally combined every fairy tale that one could possibly think of, including some that are not really fairy tales. Because I don't think technically King Arthur counts as a fairy tale.
No, it's legend.
It's legend?
Well, it's historical legend.
It's historical legend. It's like that's like the one I would be very careful about.
Yeah.
It's like, if they didn't, I would be careful of that the same way I would be careful of something like the Odyssey as calling a fairy tale. Yes, there's mythology and legend built up around it.
Yeah.
but it's not a fairy tale.
Mythological history.
Mythological. So, yeah,
or legendary history.
That's why I say it's connected to Shrek. And then, of course, you got all these other things. In fact, even the Dame Red Shoes is not completely original to this.
No, it's not.
Because in Germany, Snow White is known as Red Shoes.
That is true.
Because there's so many different versions of the story of Snow White.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, this is kind of an odd movie. It's not bad. Because you'll notice I did not play the bad movie month name over it.
Yeah,
but
you thought about it beforehand.
I was thinking of it before I saw the movie because in my mind I was still thinking about that trailer that we saw 5 years ago.
Yes, we did.
5-6 years ago. That was definitely leaning in on the fat shaming things we came across, and apparently the Korean company that made this film got angry at the American release people for making the trailer look like that.
Yeah.
And there was... And along with the main actress, because that's the thing. You watch this, so it has absolutely there's no fat shaming involved. It's just she goes from being... well, if you've ever seen the Jack Black classic film Shallow Hal... She goes from being a large, happy girl who is cute in her own way to being stereotypically beautiful.
Right.
I'd be saying doesn't matter. It's not really intended as fat shaming. It's just magic does things.
Yeah.
So
I would say it does have a little bit of more fat shaming, but it's more in the opposite direction. It's more with...
I think it's more ugly shaming, if anything.
Or ugly shaming. It's more ugly shaming.
And even then, that's pushing it.
Yeah, because that's more like your villains or, the bad guys are picking on her because, this and this and this. And she winds up kicking their backsides.
Well, and it also leans into, or is a subversion.
Yeah, it's very subversion.
The old trope of... The bad guys are the bad guys are the bad guys because they're ugly, and the good guys are the good guys, and you can tell just by looking at them because they are beautiful, pretty people. This kind of throws it because while she's not necessarily ugly as Snow White,
right?
She's not wearing the red shoes. She's not stereotypically in our modern era, considered beautiful. But at the same time, neither are the Seven Dwarfs.
That's true.
The Fearsome Seven, I should say.
Yeah, it's the Fearsome Seven, or F7. Which is like, okay, is it a Fast and Furious movie now? Because one of the movies is Furious 7.
It is about family.
Oh my gosh. Egotistical family.
Well, that means I don't hate this film. It's not necessarily one I think I like. It's not one I want to watch again.
Yeah.
But for what it is, I think it does a pretty good job.
Okay.
This fits into the same category of films it's a better version, I would say, than Hoodwinked or Happily Never After, if you've seen those films. They're not; those aren't great films.
No.
Hoodwinked is a badly animated film that's got surprisingly good writing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in that vein of this is meant to just be a fun, lighthearted film that's not really trying to be a classic, but it does do some interesting little clever things.
True.
So, it's not bad. It's not great. What are your thoughts?
My general thoughts, again, we heard about it in 2019, 2020. Thank you, COVID. And seeing the trailer, the American version of the trailer did kind of lean towards a possible fat shaming. It really wasn't.
Every single one, without even being prompted, when you showed me that one in your apartment, my first thought was, that's fat shaming.
Yeah.
And you actually watch the film, it's not.
No, it's not. So on my viewing, first time watching this film, I was thoroughly impressed. To be like, it's a really competent story. It's got some compelling characters. Be like, you do have, the not convert, not, hold on, let me think of the word. It twists the traditional narrative. Subversion. Thank you. So it subverts your expectation for what's going to happen. And it takes a lot of, it's an amalgamation of a bunch of things that have they from, fairy tale lore and what have you. I do like that aspect of it. I be like, again, the characters are appealing. You do feel more there is this conflict between the characters, definitely between our main heroine and our main hero character. Be like, because there is that kind of chemistry, will they, won't they kind of thing. Yeah. And like Drew said, it's got this combination of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs meets Cinderella meets Shrek,
all
meets
these other things.
Tangled, a lot of Tangled influence. Like, so much it hurts sometimes watching this film, because there are moments where they literally just ripped the background out of Tangled and just did a different thing with it slightly. But
you can even claim there's some Frozen in there too.
Oh yeah, there's some Frozen in there. But there's I'll get that somewhat of my dislikes about this, but this movie, I really enjoyed this movie. It's a movie trying to do its own thing, but then it's trying to be a clone of something else. Like, in so many different ways, it's trying to be it's it's trying to duplicate what something else is, did.
It's like it's trying to be a super family friendly version of Shrek. That's not to say that Shrek is necessarily not family friendly, but it is a little more spicier than some families would prefer. Okay. It's a little bit friendlier, for lack of a better term.
It's not as coarse.
Yeah, it's not as coarse. It's not as vulgar.
Yeah.
But then he's an ogre. So
yeah, it's an ogre. But I did enjoy Sora. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed where they were going. There are some aspects that I didn't like, but I think overall really enjoyed the film. And again, like Drew said earlier, you're kind of conflicted by this film. Yeah. There's so much, okay, this is interesting, and I can see where people would call this a hidden gem. At the exact same time, it's like, okay, you're just trying to be a clone of this in so many ways, but trying to be your own thing. So it's trying to be a doppelganger over here, but trying to be its own thing. So it's kind of a conflict of interest in my mind.
I get the feeling that a lot of my disinterest in this is going to be based more on the fact that I saw it once at the age of 40. It's not going to speak to me like it would to a kid. Yeah. But at the same time, I saw it once, and I get the feeling that if a couple more times, I might end up forgiving some things that are initially kind of off-putting for me. Yeah. Because there is some interesting things in here. Oh, yeah. It's just there's also things that are obviously taken from elsewhere.
Yes, very, 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 very.
And sometimes it's both.
It is.
So,
again, I like it, and there's parts of it I'm like, okay, that was just a ripoff from there. Yeah. But it's done very well. It's a good movie. It's very well executed. Is this a North Korea or South Korean movie?
South Korean.
It's a South Korean movie. But I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's South Korean because it's actually got money behind it.
Yes, it does have money behind it.
And a lot of North Korean stuff does not get out of North Korea.
That is true.
Except unless you're funding an animated Titanic trilogy.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah. So, yes, Roy, it's from the DMZ. Anyway, why don't we go ahead and jump into the spoiler-filled section of this?
Yes.
The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Red Shoes and the Seven Dwarfs. Listener discretion is advised. Red Shoes and the Seven Dwarfs, or as it was known in South Korea, Red Shoes, It was written and directed by Hong Sung-ho. And he also directed a short called Egg Cola, A Miracle in the Desert. And I know nothing else about it other than that. It was also directed by Moo Hin Jang, who also directed something called Alarm. And Yun Sik of which this was his first regular directed credit, but he was an assistant director on the Japanese television series Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Pat Ranger, aka a Super Sentai season.
Okay.
That was cops and robbers themed. That never got adapted for Power Rangers.
Cops and robbers.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But it never got adapted for Power Rangers because they did not want thieves as heroes in Power Rangers.
Fair enough.
I think it could have made it work.
They were the thieves? Well, it makes sense because
it switches back and forth between the two teams. So sometimes the story's focused on the Pat's Rangers, which are the cops, and sometimes it's situated on the Lupin Rangers, aka Lupin, like Lupin the Third, Arsène Lupin. And so it's focused on them, and they're the heroes, and they're kind of against each other, but they're also all fighting the same monsters.
Oh, okay.
It never got adapted because they didn't want to make the thieves heroes, and let's face it, when that show came out, cops weren't exactly the most favorite of heroes out there either.
Okay,
over here.
Time period, got it.
Right. So it was also written by Woong Sub An, Woo Chul Jung, Chong Won Kim, and Yang Woo Sik. And if I said any of those names wrong, I do apologize.
You would have said it better than I would have.
So why don't we get into the cast?
Yes.
Chloe Grace Moretz plays Snow White, a.k.a. Red Shoes. And she was Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family animated films.
Oh, okay.
Gina Gershon plays Queen Regina, our villain. And she was Sasha Hassler in Face Off.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Sam Chalfin plays Merlin. And he was William in Snow White and the Huntsman.
Another adaptation. That was a weird movie. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that? You saw that one?
That's the one with
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart. Bella is Snow White, and she has the same facial expression range as she did in Twilight. From what I saw of the trailers, I never actually saw the movie.
I did. It was okay.
It didn't look bad. It just didn't look like something I wanted.
Yeah.
Simon Casiendas plays Arthur, and he played a character named Axe Woves in The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Frederick Hamill plays Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk, and he was Gary Lennon in something called Tomorrow Is Ours. Nolan North plays Hans, Twin Guards, and King White, and he is Nathan Drake in the Uncharted video game series.
Of course.
Frank Tadero played Pino, Noki, and Kyo. And if you don't catch the pun...
Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Okay.
And
I never caught that. It's wooden. That makes sense.
And if y'all are following me on Tuesday nights when I've been playing Mouse PI, Detective for Hire, or PI for Hire, he plays a character named Cornelius Stilton, the mayor of the city, who may or may not be involved with the mob. May or may not be.
May or may not.
Patrick Warburton plays the Magic Mirror, and he was Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, yeah. I can't do his voice. That is so hard to do.
And Jim Rash plays Prince Avraj. Avraj.
Yeah, average.
That's how he prefers.
Avraj.
And in the 2017 DuckTales television series, he played Gyro Gearloose. Gearloose? Gyro Gearloose. How did I mess that up?
I don't know. I'm the one who normally messes up names.
You know what it was? I saw Gyro, and immediately think, like the Mexican the Greek taco thing, like gyro.
Yeah.
I was thinking gyro and trying not to say gyro instead of saying gyro, and then I said Gearloose.
Yeah.
Gizmo Duck.
Yeah, he plays Gizmo Duck.
Suffering.
No,
I don't remember what he says now.
Blatherskite.
Yes, that. Kingdom Hearts connections. How many do you think we have?
Oh my gosh.
And no, Roy, it's not 3.5. That's because you can't have half a connection.
That is true. This is a more modern film, and you've got a lot of...
There is a high chance.
Yeah. I would probably say 4. Probably.
4?
4.
Any guesses in the chat? Moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's 3.
Oh, okay. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Ben Diskin, who was a soldier in this, is young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts. Kari Walgren is additional voices in this and is the Grid in Kingdom Hearts. And Peter Michael is a soldier in this and plays Sarge in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
So, there you go.
Nice.
Info and stuff.
All right. So, IMDb has 6.5. Rotten Tomatoes has a 40 from its reviewer score, and its audience score was an 80. So, the vote on be like the... It's a reviewers didn't like it, audience enjoyed it. So,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Let's see. Streaming, it's available on Amazon Video for free. If you want a physical copy of it, you can buy it for $14.48 for Blu-ray digital on Amazon Prime. Production was Locust Productions. Distribution was New Entertainment World. That was here in the United States. Hold on. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
I
I
had to think
saw
for a second.
that, and I thought I kept reading it as New World Entertainment.
Yeah, New World, New Entertainment
You're
World.
right, which would have been I can't think of that director's name. That did all those B movies back in the day. Anyway,
Ed Wood.
Corman.
Corman.
Roger Corman.
Roger Corman. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been his studio, but that's not who this is. This is a different company.
No. Runtime was 93 minutes. Release date was July 25th, 2019. Box office had an estimated budget of $20 million. Its worldwide gross, its international gross, was only $10.2 million.
Shame.
Yeah, the movie didn't do well at all. Home release. Red Shoes and the Seven Dwarfs arrived on Blu-ray, released by Lionsgate on September 22nd, 2020. It will typically cost between $14.44 and $17.99, including a digital copy. I'm going to skip ratings because obviously this movie did so poorly, it probably never even showed up.
Considering I don't even remember it being advertised the year it came out.
No.
The only thing I know is that trailer that we had to look up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's all I have. There's really not a whole lot of information out. I literally had to dig for a lot of it.
fair.
But yeah, that's all I have for info and stuff.
Getting into the summary. A group of heroic princes called the Fearless Seven, Merlin, Arthur, Jack, Hans, and identical triplets Pino, Noki, and Kyo, save a fairy princess from a dragon. However, upon seeing her green face, they assume she is a witch and attack her. To teach them a lesson, she curses them to transform into green dwarves whenever people look at them. And the only way to undo the curse is if they receive a kiss from the most beautiful woman in the world. Over a year later, King White marries the witch Regina and she takes over his kingdom. His overweight but stout, strong daughter, Princess Snow, returns to find her father. She finds his diary with a warning not to touch the apples she finds hanging on a tree. They turn into a pair of red shoes, and Snow puts them on regardless. They transform her into a slim version of herself. Queen Regina suddenly attacks her, unaware that she is Snow, and the tree dies. Snow escapes on a broomstick and crashes at the dwarf's house, alerting the seven nearby. They prepare to attack, thinking she is the fairy princess, but welcome her into their home upon seeing her. Snow is shocked when she sees herself in the mirror and introduces herself as Red Shoes. The seven are immediately smitten by her and agree to help her find her father, striving to impress her so that she might kiss them, especially Merlin and Arthur. They encounter a large wooden bunny whom Merlin eventually befriends. Regina hires the selfish, pathetic Prince Average of a neighboring realm, recommended by her magic mirror. He sends his soldiers after Snow, but she is saved by Merlin. Average attacks the dwarves and tries to abduct Snow, but fails. That night, Snow and Merlin grow emotionally closer and find that Snow cannot remove the shoes. Regina gives Average and his bodyguards magic apples that turn them into giant monstrous wooden bears. In a secluded forest, Snow tries to give Merlin a hint about her real self, but instead confesses her feelings for him, and they kiss. Merlin is shocked to see that the kiss did not undo his curse as he thought. Snow was the prophetic beautiful woman. Suddenly, Average and his bodyguards attack, and Merlin fights them off. Average and his bodyguards... Average falls into a river, taking Merlin with him. Snow finally removes the shoes so she can use her strength to save Merlin, exposing herself as Snow White. She believes Merlin would not have helped her real self, so Merlin leaves, ashamed. She then puts her shoes back on in an attempt to reconcile with him, knowing Merlin likes her for her looks more than her real self. Merlin talks with his dwarf self and realizes that Snow White likes him for himself, decides to help her. Suddenly, Regina appears, disguised as Merlin, and asks Snow to eat an apple to take off her shoes. But the real Merlin arrives, and the exposed witch escapes with Snow. Regina, now aged and weak, tries to force Snow to eat the apple. When her stepdaughter refuses, she threatens to kill a captured Merlin. Snow tells Merlin to save her father and eats the apple, transforming her into a new apple tree. The mirror explains that Snow will die when Regina picks the new shoes from the tree. Merlin fails to escape until the other dwarves, the bunny, and the 3 wooden bear cubs save him and destroy the mirror. Merlin sacrifices himself to save Snow by falling down the castle with Regina. With Regina dead, the wooden animals change back into humans, revealing the bunny to be King White. Snow, back to her real self, reunites with her father. Pino, Noki, and Kio take Merlin to Snow, and he admits his sincere romantic feelings before dying in her arms. Snow gives Merlin one last kiss, reviving him and restoring his human form for good. They happily accept each other's appearances, and everyone rejoices, while Arthur does not recognize Snow was Red Shoes. In the end credits, Snow and Merlin marry, and the other dwarves find their own unusual-looking girlfriends. The fairy princess fishes Average out of a river, and after he makes a rude remark, turns him into another green dwarf.
Suits him.
I would have preferred he'd turn into the Beast, because that would be another connection to Beauty and the Beast.
That would be absolutely hysterical. That would have been funny. Just some kind of variant form of him, maybe purple. But he's the Beast.
But he's the Beast, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. But they're like, woof.
Getting into the trivia. Each of the 7 princes come from different fairy tales based in different countries, and the characters' accents matching their backgrounds. Merlin and Arthur from The Legend of King Arthur speak with a British accent. Jack from Jack and the Giant Beanstalk speaks with a French accent. Hans from Hansel and Gretel speaks with a German accent. And Pino, Noki, and Kio from Pinocchio speak with an Italian accent. More than half of Prince Average's lines were ad-libbed by voice actor Jim Rash, which were then incorporated into the film. While most of the princes are shown as being physically weaker as dwarves, Merlin, a spellcaster, has the same abilities, but is hampered only by the fact that he believes himself to be weaker. Merlin is designed as a wizard from an Eastern kingdom, and as a result, his design incorporates a number of Asian elements. For instance, his clothing is based on the Korean hanbok, and the Korean characters for lightning are written on his spell charms. Because the red shoes are made from an apple, the shoes are designed such that apple seeds appear inside the opening as though forming a logo in the shoes.
That makes sense.
And that's all the trivia I got for this.
Okay.
What's your first like, Jacob?
My first like, I would say it's a very compelling story. It's be like you have this young woman who is in search for her father. She's got a wicked stepmother who's not Gothel at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. She's not Gothel at all. And be like, she finds the shoes in which, her father had told her not to, and she is transformed to a beautiful, a skinnier version of herself. And it's kind of self-explanatory, but it has a lot more depth to it. Be like, you have Merlin, who is obsessed with his good human looks, and he finds that beauty is only in his human form. That his dwarf form is hideous, and they're hideous, and no one wants them because again, when you have this unreal expectation, because it'll be like I find myself ugly, so no one's gonna love me for that, which is not true at all.
Right.
Because beauty is or what the outside is only flesh deep, because
beauty is only skin deep.
Beauty is only skin deep.
That's, I think, what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I used to think that all the time when I was younger. I totally get that. And I think a lot of people do. Be very.
It's very easy to look down on oneself.
Yeah, you have such an image problem. And this movie is all about image. All about image. You have Snow White or Red Shoes, who she is astonished the way she looks, but at the same time she's not. She likes the way she is, and she's not obsessing over her new look. She does find the downfalls of her beauty has reduced a lot of her strength. And it was like, oh, okay, she normally can bench 300 pounds. And I was like, okay, that's impressive. Let's say that. But I think the story is very compelling because you have characters who you have this image issue with them, and they can't look past it until someone sees the inner beauty of them. And it's not the true self. It's just more again, you're not defined by the way you look or anything. It's something that we all struggle with. And I just found the story compelling. It was a very interesting and compelling story. You?
My first like for this, while I'm not a super big fan of the character models, the character designs are fine. It's just the models are a little.
Oh yeah.
They're not the best.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that. But the animation surrounding all that is done very well.
Yeah.
One of the nicer things is in the scene where Merlin is trapped in the rock underwater. And you see that last bubbles of air come out of his mouth. They actually form a heart. It's very subtle, but it's there.
Okay.
Which is a cool little thing. So there's enough care and effort being put into this animation that there's that it's done very well. The effect of how they handled the magic mirror, I really enjoyed with it looking like it was, obviously it's a mask, but it looked like it was. You were not seeing through the mirror to the background of the whatever room he was in. It was obviously showing a different thing, and but it always looked like you were looking through a window, so it was never the same. What's what I'm looking for? Texture file on the back. It's it moved in relation to where the mirror was moving.
Okay.
The animation on the wooden characters were appropriately wooden, but I mean they were not two-dimensionally wooden, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The action around the fearsome seven and how they did their attacks was I enjoyed quite well. Also, I feel bad that Arthur technically never pulled Excalibur out of the rock, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Because technically the rock was still on it.
That is true. You broke it around the rock.
I was like, well, that's not wrong, but at the same time, that doesn't fulfill the prophecy.
No, it doesn't.
And
the fact that Snow White herself pulled it.
And where's Britain in relation to the island of fairy tales?
Yeah, where is that? So wouldn't that technically make Snow White the new king?
She's the new queen.
She's the new queen.
Well, I mean, she was already a princess. So
that is true. That would make her the queen of everything.
Either way.
Yeah. That'd be a fun idea for the cover art. That'd be interesting. I could draw it as artsy. That'd be funner.
You hear that, Artsy? You're going to make a cameo in an album art you were not even involved in the movie of.
No, you weren't. I do want to say one thing. Like when I first saw the design of Snow White, the first thing I thought was artsy. I was like, that looks like artsy,
Okay.
except without glasses.
Okay, then.
Just the general design. It's like, yeah, works for me.
Anywho,
Yeah.
But the animation like this is beautiful. It's smooth. It's at no point cheap.
Yeah.
Like there's times even in like a Disney film or a DreamWorks film, stuff coming out regularly that you look at and go, oh, they cut a corner there.
Yeah.
I didn't see any cut corners here.
Fair.
There was like all the corners were right where they were supposed to be. Even though I don't really like the character models, those were fine too.
Yeah.
It's just the animation. There's just so much effort put into this, and I will always appreciate effort being put into something.
Oh yeah.
And I think it actually works far better here than it does in some of the other fairy tales all in one place stories that we mentioned before.
That's fair.
The animation actually is my first like for this.
Okay, yeah, Bill, I do agree. The animation's done very well. It's very fluid. It's very. It's like it's a different style of animation. It's not. It's like it's an anime style of animation.
It's somewhere between anime and Disney.
Yeah, it's got that weird amalgamation. And
Which, considering anime is based off Disney animation,
that is true. It's circular.
Yeah.
So speaking of,
It's like a poem. It rhymes.
Yeah.
As I quote from George Lucas.
So speaking of amalgamation, I love the idea of how they put this amalgamation of like all these fairy tales and mash them into one. Mm-hmm. I do love because it'll be like you're using open source information or publicly available public domain stories that are thousands of years old at this point.
Yes,
and
at least 100
plus something years.
I think Pinocchio was the newest one they used that they deliberately referenced.
Right. I mean, no, Tangle was actually.
Except that's Rapunzel.
Yeah.
And they could not immediately say that's what they were doing, whereas Pinocchio they could.
That's true.
It's obvious. I think we can both agree.
That's true. That's
Regina is Mother Gothel.
Oh, yeah.
But they never say that's what she is.
That's never, but yeah. I'll get there in my dislikes. But
I'm not saying other stuff wasn't referenced. I'm saying
no.
there was some stuff
Princess
that was far more blatant than others.
Yeah. Princess Leia, that was a reference.
Yeah, there's a reference.
Oh, yeah, she's a... what is she now?
I don't remember what they said she was.
Yeah, because they're referencing the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
In that reference. But I do like the amalgamation of everything when you mash all these fairy tales up and you try to make something new out of it. Because obviously Shrek, Tangled, Snow White, Cinderella, and you're just trying to do something different like what Shrek did in a way, but newer and different. Maybe in some ways trying to almost mimic one particular movie, even though they don't flat out say it.
Yeah.
They do mimic this one movie very, very hard. And I'll get that in my dislikes. But I actually enjoyed, because again, they took the... Oh, what did they call these goobs?
The Fearsome Seven?
Fearsome Seven. They took the Fearsome Seven from all these mythological, characters from history and turned them into, heroes for hire. And then they get turned into little green dwarfs. Mm-hmm. Which I did like the little twist they made him green. Okay, that was cool. And the fact to be that turns into more of an image issue, definitely for Arthur. Because, I'm so handsome. Because if I wasn't green, everybody would love me. And I would be just the most handsome man ever. And then he learns that, beauty is not skin deep from Red Shoes or Snow White. And I love the amalgamation of this. It's so unique. And again, I can see why people would call this a hidden gem. because it's just a good little story, and it takes the the freely available information and makes something new out of it. And it's not we're just trying to rip off this one movie. We're trying to do something new with it. And I think they succeeded in a lot of ways. And again, I'll get to my dislikes later, but I really enjoyed the amalgamation of this movie. Mm-hmm. So what is your second like?
My second like for this is the interpretation of Merlin. For whatever reason, I hadn't ever thought of him as like a major character, a main character.
Yeah.
Because, he's technically kind of the mentor character in the actual King Arthur tales.
That is true.
He's very much the Gandalf in those tales.
Yeah.
So seeing him as a main character, and granted, he's not, and that is the other thing you gotta understand about this. None of these characters are based on they're based on the fairy tales. They don't necessarily have the same personality and characterization of either the Disney versions or the original versions.
That is fair.
So when looking at this, I'm looking at him and thinking, okay, it is kind of cool to see this more action hero-y, less wise version of Merlin. This basically kid Merlin, when you want to get right down to it.
Yeah, I see that.
He's trying to fix a problem. He wants to get back to his full self. He sees himself as weaker because he's fell under this curse, despite the fact that, unlike the others, his power is not actually affected by the curse.
True.
Because everyone else had strength as kind of their strength and agility. It was based on the size of their bodies. He is just magic, and it doesn't necessarily matter which of the, if he's big or small to do it. And he is really the only one where we got to see the transformation from human to dwarf in real time.
Fair.
They did some cool little stuff with that. Mm-hmm. But seeing him as the prince character that is doing the best he can, he's making mistakes, he's a little show-offy and a little headstrong, but he's also a young guy who's still trying to figure out where he is in the world. He's not perfect. Yeah. But he's getting there. He's growing into the character we know he's going to be. Yeah. And admittedly, none of the other dwarves are the characters we know they're going to be, even though they are kind of caricatures of those characters. And Merlin is somewhat too. But yeah, I like the way they portrayed him in this. I thought it fits what they were doing with the character. It was kind of cool in a way seeing Merlin going up against the evil queen. So yeah, I like how they handled Merlin specifically in this as our heroic prince character, despite the fact he's not usually portrayed as a hero or a prince.
That actually makes sense.
That being said, there was one point where I kept thinking, are you about to summon Etrigan? Because it really feels like you're about to summon Etrigan. Is Jason Blood around here somewhere?
Yeah. Tying back into Batman the Animated Series.
Right, so...
But it's like, I totally see it. I totally see that Merlin is he's very... about his image because he's so obsessed over it.
Yeah, he's still a young teen.
Yeah, he's still... Yeah, I agree, more of a young teen, but I think it's the almost the point of where he's so obsessed with his image. Because it's very similar to... Okay, so when me and my wife last weekend, we were in Dallas for a funeral. And so we stopped it at HEB and had this interaction with a family where the oldest son was a teenager and he was very obsessed about his looks. And so he had this very spiky blonde hair that stuck out way out here. And he was, every 5 seconds, he pull out his phone and look at it and check his reflection image in the mirror. And I kept thinking, it's like, dude, you haven't turned green the last 3 seconds. You're fine. But it's just like, it reminded me so much of Merlin. Like, he's a guy who's so obsessed with his image that, he's be like, I gotta get back to that. But Yeah, I keep harping on that. My third like is kind of goes back. It's all about image. Everything about this movie is very much about image. Because you have Snow White, aka Red Shoes, who is she's been transformed into this variant version of herself, and she kind of likes her old self. She's not ashamed of the way she is. She loves herself. And she, finds that this new form is lacking in her former strength. That she calls her this new form dainty. Dainty, she's not as strong as she used to be. And when she's confronted by the guards who are kind of image shaming her, oh, no one's gonna love you. You are this and this and this, and she kind of shows them off a little bit because she is a fairly strong character. And so she is confident in her own self. And then you turn that around, you meet Merlin, who is this green little dude. He is very powerful, but he's so self-absorbed in his own image that they're all willing to do anything in order to get kissed by the most beautiful woman in the land, a princess or whatever, to get turned back into their normal selves. And I love that contrast between you have a strong female character who is comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't really care what people think of her, except towards the end where the latter part of the second act, where Merlin seems to not like her because she's her authentic self. And so she wants to go back to that version, which is what she assumes. And again, there's a lot of assumption. And yeah, I do love the duality of where Merlin is talking to himself as his dwarf self and his human self. I really enjoy that he's having that dual conversation with himself.
That was a great way to handle that.
I was like, wow. It's like, okay. I'm thinking maybe this is a conversation that's it's going on parallel. And I was like, wow, that's really good to have. Because again, you have two variations of this character, and to have a conversation with both of them where he's having a conversation with his other self. And it's like, oh, I'm the problem. And it's more, he comes to that realization, and by that time it's too late. But I love this. The movie is all about image. It's all about image. And again, I think we all struggle. There's some of us who are very comfortable in our skin, and the others who are not, because we are some of us are very much of the world that look at, oh, if I don't look like this, no one's gonna love me. No one's gonna care. And is that true? No. But yes, if you want to get in shape and make yourself feel better for your own self, yeah, do that. But don't do it to get likes and become a TikToker because you look this way. Do it for yourself, because again, you are made in God's image. You are an image bearer of God. So if you are in Christ, your body is a temple. And so I think we should take care of our body. And again, this temple isn't going to last forever. It's going to start to rot. And I think it starts rotting by the time we are born. But I think it's a good thing to try to keep at least care of your own body. Or if you want to work out, by all means. But don't do it for, likes of other people. Do it for yourself.
My third like for this film is actually the transformation sequences between Red Shoes and Snow White.
Yes.
Both character designs, you are never at any doubt what character it is.
Oh, yeah.
While they are entirely different designs, there's enough similarities.
Oh, yeah.
That you can easily see how one is the other. So but you can also see how one would be considered far more appealing than the other one by those who are more focused on looks.
Yeah.
But the way they handle that in the couple of scenes, it just fits perfectly. It's smooth. The transformation sequences.
Oh yeah.
Clean. There's never a point where I look at it and go, that time it didn't work out as well. Even the last part where she gets turned into the tree, still in her skinny form.
Yeah.
I thought that was... when you look at punishment for one's sins, and I really do think, look, in the case of this film, seeing yourself as only being worth something if you're this pretty version of yourself would be considered a flaw or a sin. The fact that she gets turned into this, she sacrifices herself, which is noble, but she gets turned into a tree in the form of her skinny version self. And that's the version she's going to die as if, they don't take out not Mother Gothel. Because I can't think of the actual character's name right now. I thought that was an interesting choice. So that whole bit with her transformations and coming under especially with her, understanding it's not about looks, even though that's the thing. Yeah. She didn't care about looks.
No, she didn't.
Prior to her putting the shoes on.
Right.
And while they do say throughout this whole film that the apple is the most suspicious of fruits, we do tend to see the apple as the forbidden fruit.
True.
From Genesis. That was the Genesis calls the
fall.
The fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
And it's taking the
temptation of sin.
And you can see the temptation hit her, and how she doesn't really see herself as ugly, or even anything negative about herself at the beginning, but she sees that, and she grabs those shoes almost not thinking.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know what the shoes have done until she sees herself in the mirror, and it's from that point that she's now second guessing who she is and what she should be and how she should look.
Yeah, she's having that identity crisis.
It has that identity crisis. Because before that, she's very headstrong, very strong female character. Like, she could be in a Miyazaki film easy. And it's not until she looks at herself and has those second thoughts like, oh, wow, I can look like this if I just wear these shoes. And people will actually treat me nice and all this other stuff. That's kind of awesome. I think I should do this all the time. And that's why until until Merlin almost dies and she wants her strength to save him.
Oh, yeah.
That's why she can't get the shoes off until then. And the shoes just kind of pop off when she decides, I want the strength back.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't put... all of that is just this kind of cool little way they handled that.
Yeah.
And the transformations with scenes with all that, it was just done so stinking well.
Agreed. I also want to point out there's a lot of more like that first time, like when she's wanting to take the shoes off in front of Merlin, she can't because she's having an image issue. Because this movie is all about image.
Yeah. Its whole thing is about how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And not seeing yourself as this unwanted thing, because you're not unwanted. It's about loving yourself and loving others for who they really are, not what they appear to be. And that's even where the downfall of the evil queen here is, because much like Mother Gothel, she just wants the shoes so she can be young again and pretty again. I would still say Mother Gothel is the better villain here. But
agreed.
That's neither here nor there.
Fair.
So yeah, what is your first dislike?
First dislike. This, oh my gosh. So I'm not going to say this is a rant master because it's not. I just be like watching this film and being the avid fan of Tangled myself. This is a movie that is desperately wants to be Tangled in every aspect, to almost to a T. because you have character designs. Be like the evil queen is very much based on Gothel. The fact to be like she's wearing a cloak the entire time. Now I understand be like she's more of an amalgamation of the evil queen from Snow White and Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, I would say it's not just. I think you're going to get to this.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
But it's not just that it's trying to just be Tangled. Admittedly, Tangled's what pops to your mind, and it popped to my mind when I first saw the character, because it is almost painfully obvious with Regina. That's her name.
Yeah, Regina, very much.
She is supposed that her inspiration for her character was taken from Mother Gothel.
Yeah,
but
so
it's taken from other locations. They take inspiration from heavy inspiration from other locations as well.
Agreed. Also, in little backstory when it comes to Tangled, when they were first developing Gothel at first was supposed to be a witch. So she transformed. Well, she is a witch, and the first draft of the story, they even did a slight animation to this where Gothel transforms from I think it was like a raven to the tower where little Rapunzel is, and she uses power. She's magical. They do elaborate on that in Tangled the series.
Yes,
that she does have magical powers, but she never uses them. So I thought that was an interesting. Be like, okay, that'd be Gothel if she actually had power. And it was like, oh, okay, so if she would actually follow this guy from the series and be like, yeah, she might have actually had more power. But yeah, that's more nerding out about a really cool series, which if you haven't seen, go watch.
And then go listen to our episodes reviewing it.
Go listen to our episodes. I love that series. It's so good. Be like, why don't you do more of that? Now, the project they were going to do afterwards, no, it wouldn't have worked. Would not have worked. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But like the fact that Red Shoes are Snow White when she encounters the dwarves, she's knocked out by a frying pan. There's so many other little scenes where it's her and Merlin go to town, and they're literally going to Corona. The design of everything, except they stripped out everything that makes it Corona, except for the design, the layout, the streets, everything looks like when they enter Corona, including the freaking bridge. Like beat by beat, like the fact to be like Snow White, Red Shoes has to get out of someone else's way because they're walking in front of her. That's beat by beat from that scene. Be like, yeah, they changed a few things up, but like that opening, everything, it's just like, wow, this is so much Tangled. And then you get to the final battle. You get to like where Merlin sacrifices herself and be like, Regina falls to her death. And it's like, okay, that's Tangled. The fact to be like, Red Shoes revives Merlin with a kiss, and you have this massive glow of yellow light or like radiant light. Be like, same thing. You know, like they're like, even to the closing credits, it's matching everything from Tangled, and that drove me nuts. I was like, okay, be like, I understand you're trying to homage things, but this is a bit much. Like the fact that you're almost the entire ending of this movie is almost not completely, but it's a reflection of Tangled, which I enjoyed, but at the same time it drove me nuts. I was like, okay, you're doing so good with the amalgamation part, and then you're just like, okay, we're gonna go lift, change a few things here and there, and make it our own. I did like the fact that Merlin sacrificed himself the same way that Flynn Rider did, except he didn't jump off the tower with her. Like he was willing to risk his life. Even the lines they share with each other, it's like, I love you more, whatever. It's the same thing. I'm like, oh, you're so close, dude. You're so close. Be like, just don't try to rip off Tangled. Be like, I know it's a good movie. It's probably one of the best Disney movies out there. I get it. But at the same time, why are you ripping it off? Like, you're doing so good with all this other stuff, but you're just like, be like, oh, let's just lift Tangled all over the place and make this more of a Tangled knockoff. But I still enjoy the movie. There were just parts.
This audio clip owned by Nate Marchand of the Monster
You weren't trying to.
I weren't trying to,
but
I
you
was,
went there.
Yeah, I went there. It was very much.
I was waiting. I was thinking it wouldn't get that far. It got that far.
Oh, I went that far. But yeah, be like again. I really enjoy it. I just got really irritated the fact that they were just literally ripping off Tangled almost beat by beat in so many scenes. Again, they did their own thing here and there, but it was like this smells like Tangled the entire time. And like its conclusion's the same, and it's just like I still like it. It just irritated me. So yeah, that was a mini rant master, unintentional rant master, but it was a rant master. Anyways, what is your first dislike of this film?
My first dislike of this film. The only reason we have 7 dwarves is because Snow White has 7 dwarves.
That is true.
The aren't really, besides Merlin and Arthur, you don't need the others. They could have not even been there, and the story would have turned out
that is so true.
The same.
That is true.
The only reason they're there is because the original fairy tale, or at least, correction, the Disney version has 7 dwarves.
Yes.
I'm not even 100% certain if the original fairy tale mentions how many dwarves there are.
I don't think it does either.
It might. It might not. I know that they didn't get names until the Disney version, or quote unquote definitive names.
Right.
So, for the most part, like I kept forgetting that Hans was based on Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, Hansel.
Anyway, or that Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk.
Totally forgot that.
I forgot, and then they obviously couldn't think of any more Prince characters because they took Pinocchio and split him into three characters.
Yeah,
who are all voiced by the same guy, and they're all basically the same character.
They are
that are good at building wooden mechs.
Yeah,
I say that again. Pinocchio builds a wood. The Pinocchio trio builds a wooden mech to fight the giant. Well, first to fight the giant wooden rabbit, and then it comes up again when the other wooden bears that used to be Prince Avrage and his guards. But at the same time, going, this is the best you could come up with for these characters. You felt you could not come up with a. Those 7 did not have to be there. Grant 7 characters is a lot.
Yeah,
to write for a story.
Yeah,
even in the Disney version, they're not exactly fleshed out.
No,
they're very much the stereotypes of their name, with the exception maybe of Doc and Grumpy. And maybe Dopey.
Yeah, Dopey.
Those 3 are the ones that they kind of focus on. Everyone else is just kind of the running gag. So I guess I don't remember if I had the same problem with that, but with this, it felt like we had to have 7, and we don't know we only know who 2 of them. We've only really planned for who the first 2 are.
Yeah, we
don't even really care who the other 5 are.
Okay, fair enough.
And that. And having characters who are technically mentioned in the title, because they are in the title as the 7 Dwarfs.
Fair.
And they're not even important, and half of them aren't even important characters.
Yeah.
That kind of bugs me.
I agree.
So, yeah, we didn't need all 7 dwarves. We could have had it be 2 dwarves, and it would have been just as good.
Yeah.
Make it just about as much difference.
Yeah. Be like, I'll also jump off that with my second dislike. I do agree when you start trying to make more and more characters, there are going to be because when you focus on one and maybe like another, and the rest of them are just background characters. Be like, I understand where they're going with it. You want to complete the, Seven Dwarfs homage with these, band of heroes. I get it. I do enjoy that aspect of it, but again, they like each character doesn't get their own little beat. Be like most of them be like, oh, they're just the background character. They do something funny, or you don't really get a lot because again, you are limited to a certain time frame with this movie.
Yeah, you only have 90 minutes. And to a degree, I think I would the changes I would make to fix this would be to in the title of the film, which granted is only the English title, omits the Seven Dwarfs part. Just call it Red Shoes.
Yeah,
it's her movie anyway.
Yeah,
let it be called Red Shoes, and then you can have seven the Fearsome Seven in there as an homage to the Seven Dwarfs, but move the other five farther into the background and just let it be Red Shoes, Merlin, and King Arthur. They're the main ones in this story anyway. And even then, King Arthur is just a rival for Merlin as it is.
True.
But he still has an important part in the story. So
yeah,
that's how I would fix it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, what was your second dislike?
My second, I was bouncing off yours because the usage of you want to complete the homage of the Seven Dwarfs by making these characters, these seven heroic characters of myth, and I understand where they're going with it because again, like you said, you only 90 minutes to do this film. And be like, if you had a series or what have you, be like, it would make more sense. Yeah. Because you could flesh out the characters even better. But again, have a time crunch and you have to focus on you have to focus on her. You have to focus on her love interest character. You have to focus on the voice of reason, and you have all these other little things, but you can't focus on everybody. So there is a lack of focus on every character, and obviously with writing you can't do that, definitely within a time crunch. Yeah, so it's kind of a letdown because I thought it'd been really cool if they could have at least utilize all the characters in some capacity instead of oh, this is the jokey one, this is the one, these are the technical guys or whatever, and we really don't get to know them really. Yeah. But again, I understand where they're trying to focus with it, and we're just be like, oh, this is our Seven Dwarfs characters. Go. Yeah, that's all I got. What is
my second dislike? And this is going to be more of a personal preference thing. The movie just ends.
It does.
Right after the climax. Yeah. And granted, I know Japanese movies do this too. But I wanted one more scene as kind of an epilogue. Not necessarily the wedding of Merlin and Red Shoes or Snow White, but I wanted something just a little bit more than, okay, we won and
scene
credits. We get the little homages to see how the other dwarves turned back into being normal humans and the little goof thing at the end. It's that's cool and all, but it's I need one more scene that kind of just puts everything in its place. Now, granted, I understand that ending a story is not always easy, and this may have been where they were in the writer's room, the best place they could think to end it. I just wanted a little bit more to just feel like I got a little more closure.
Fair.
And the closure is what I'm missing here at the end of this, because it literally ends. Just give me a 3 years later, we see all of the seven dwarves are humans again. They've got princess girlfriends. They're all hanging out. I don't know, beach party. Yeah, I don't know, something. The kingdom has been rebuilt. The castle is not covered in trees anymore. Let us see things have come back, and let us see the happily ever after. That's the thing. We don't see the happily ever after.
No, we don't.
I think that's what bugs me in this, because it's a fairy tale, and while this does subvert most of the fairy tale tropes, the one you don't subvert is the happy ending.
That is true.
And if you don't believe me, look at how horrible Into the Woods is.
Oh my gosh, I've heard that was horrible.
It's not my favorite musical.
Okay.
because I just hate the ending.
Yeah.
And I'm not even referring to the Disney movie. I'm referring to the Broadway musical.
Oh, okay.
Like, I understood when the first time I saw it as a school field trip, and they say, yeah, we're just watching up to the intermission. You get a whole story doing that. You don't need to see the ending. And it's because not only was it being shown to us as high schoolers, they're also showing it to little kids. And intermission, it is the happily ever after. And then after intermission, the happily ever after is not happy anymore.
Fair.
But yeah, I hate that we didn't get the happily ever after here. Maybe that's just a Western point of view on the sort of thing, since this is technically a Korean film. But I wanted the happy ending, and we didn't get it.
That's fair.
Do you have a third dislike?
I was thinking about this. I do agree with you. I think I'm going to bounce off you again with that one, my third. I do agree that the ending is a little lackluster. Be like, yeah, you did see the wedding and that kind of stuff, but you don't like, okay, scratch that. Let's do that. Mm-hmm. So I think there's an inconsistency when it comes to the dwarfs. Because obviously the curse is be like they can't be seen by anybody else, so they'll transform back into their normal selves. I thought that was a cool aspect because they only really use it with Arthur and Merlin.
Yeah,
because they're the only people you really get to see as their human selves, be like before the curse or whatever. Everybody else, you only see them in their dwarf form. So it would have been interesting at some point to see the triplets. Triplet 3. Yeah,
triplets.
Triplets at some point in their human form, that they're not around each other or somebody, so you see them as their human form. I thought that would have been more interesting because you have 7 characters and you can only utilize maybe like 2 of them, and you want to focus on 2 of them. Like, again, the original Seven Dwarfs, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, you only get to focus on 3 of them because I think even Walt Disney said it's like, yeah, let's focus on 3 of them and be like, they can be, funny background characters or whatever. Yeah. But I think I think again, it's if you had a series, I think it would have been cool if you got a series like this that it explores more fairy tale land or whatever. Not the comic book, because that would be horrible. Because there's an Image comic, but I hate Fairyland.
Yeah.
Which I have the first volume, which is interesting. But I think overall, again, there's not a utilization of this whole magic. Because I love the magic system in this, but it's not utilized correctly. Because you have so many opportunities to see all the other characters in their human forms, but you never see them except for Arthur and Merlin. That's it. And I think it's underutilized.
Yeah.
Because again, they were all cursed by one person. So the fact to be like Merlin, because they said you all have to be kissed by, different princesses. Or you have to be, because that never made any sense, because if one princess, one queen or whatever cursed you, it only takes one kiss for all of you to transform back. And so
it was strangely,
it was very
referred to.
The magic dynamic is different.
And it really does feel like, yeah, you guys made me mad, and I'm going to intentionally give you a curse that you're never going to be able to get rid of.
But I do see where they have to have their own quests in order to find true love's kiss and turn back into human. I get that. I think it would have been a cool idea if they would have done something, like Drew said, at the end credits, where you would have seen them all in human form, that they have their love interests, have turned them back into humans, and they're living their joyful life, and they're on a beach somewhere and they're having a reunion or whatever. That would have been cool. But at the end, all you see is Merlin back in his human form, and everybody else is still a dwarf. It's like, magic system broken. I say it is broken. because you had one person curse them, and now they all have to get kissed by. It's not just one has to be kissed. That makes no sense to me. It doesn't. It should be one kiss that transforms them back all, because it was one curse that did it. So it didn't make any sense to me. So yeah, that's one of my little gripes. My third gripe. What is your third gripe?
My third dislike for this, I think they should have played with the fairy tale origins of some of the characters more.
Okay, I totally get that.
So our other remaining dwarves, Hans, Jack, and Pino, Noki, and Kyo.
Yeah.
The Pinocchio trio, I think instead of being green dwarves, quote unquote, technically shouldn't they have been turned into donkeys?
Oh,
burros?
That would have been amazing.
Or half-burrow creatures?
Yeah. That would have been funnier.
You could have this joke about Hans being like this suave, his human form being this ultra suave like Fabio type of prince looking character, but he's cursed to look like a fat child. That could have been like someone you could see. Basically, have them kind of appear like their fairy tale counterparts, because that's where they did their most heroics, was as these cursed beings.
Yeah,
and they're doing this to try and lift those curses.
Yeah,
like I said, play with the origins of those, because for the most part, yeah, you got the Pinocchio trio. Sure, they have Italian accents. They're very good with woodworking, and so you have that. But at the same time, then they're just dwarves like everybody else, like all the rest of the seven. And then you got Hans, who just likes cooking, as best as I can tell.
Yeah,
and Jack, who's got a cloak of invisibility, which I don't know how that hooks into Jack and the Beanstalk.
It's a Harry Potter reference, I assume.
It's more of a Harry Potter reference than
it's
anything
the cloak of
else.
invisibility. It's a Deathly Hallow.
Yeah, it's. Granted, I'm not asking you to really push into that too much, because these are background characters.
Yeah,
but if you're going to give them abilities, or make the curses more tailored to the story. Make the abilities more tailored to where these came from. Be just a more respectful is the wrong word, but more in tune with the stories they came from.
Yeah.
I get that these are not meant to be the same characters, but their stories are, characters are based on those stories. So technically, there should, the cricket's dead in the original story. It's not like Jiminy in the Disney version, but there should be just more of that. It's just like quick visual references to go, oh, they've got donkey ears. Obviously, they went to they've dealt with that's part of their curse. Is to look somewhat like donkeys. Oh, he's into cooking. That's because Hans is into cooking. That's obviously referencing breaking into the witch's house and eating her at a house and home.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah,
just play more with the actual stories you're bringing this from, instead of just quick references like, hey, like even King Arthur here.
Yeah.
First off, the sword in the stone is referenced. They know it's his sword. They don't act. There's no prophecy they mention around it about being the next king of fairy tale land or wherever. It's just, it's a stone, and he can't pull it out because isn't that funny? But we'll let Snow White pull it out because that is also funny. Mm-hmm. And then at the end we'll have the mech beat or the bunny. Actually, it was the rabbit. Destroy the rocks, so he can still use the sword, but it's still in the stone, so he didn't do it. It's like, that's not respectful to the legend. to the story of King Arthur.
That is true.
These are all this Fury 7, they are meant to all be, at least with the exception probably of Pinocchio and probably Hans. Mm-hmm. They're meant to be the heroes of their story. Hans kind of also is the hero of his story, along with his sister Gretel, but it's more of that's more about not trusting, not getting in trouble with witches. And Pinocchio is about becoming human, basically.
Yeah.
He's the hero of the story, but he's only really, it's about being, anyway. I just feel like they took these characters and go, oh, who is this character? Oh, he's, like, they don't even do a joke with the nose growing when Pinocchio lies.
Yeah, agreed.
That's like the easiest joke you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Have them say something that's not true, and all of a sudden their nose grows. And you don't have to explain it. Everybody knows why their nose grows. They're Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize they were Pinocchio until I was making up my cast list. And I saw it written out. Pinocchio, or whatever it was. It's like, oh my word, how did I miss that? Because it's not obvious. It's there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going to be, anytime you are pulling from multiple sources to create a shared universe, you should be pulling the mythologies in together and doing what you can to make those mythologies mess, not just throw something out because it doesn't fit what your story's doing.
Yeah.
And that bugs me. So yeah, that's my third dislike, is they're not being as... It says a lot when Shrek was more respectful of the source material of the fairy tale characters than this film.
Okay, fair enough.
When Shrek was literally subverting the fairy tale movies that Disney made.
True.
So yeah, that's my third dislike. What are you rating this film?
I'm rating this film an 8. I really enjoyed it. It did bother me a little bit about there are little bits here and there that does bother me a little bit about the film, but I did really enjoy it. Even though it is clearly they're more homaging and clear ripping off Tangled for most of it. I did enjoy a lot of the movie, and I do find it very entertaining. It does have a good story, have a good message behind it. And would I recommend it? Yes, I would highly recommend it. There's just little bits here and there that bother me so much. Again, it's nitpicks, but it kind of like, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. Like, you can't utilize all your characters. Yeah. And it's kind of a hindrance to the story because you can use so much within a small time frame. But again, they only really focus on maybe like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. And again, it's got a great story. It's great animation, what have you. Would I recommend people go on Amazon Video and watching it? Absolutely, go watch it. It's a great movie. And give it a... What about you?
I'm giving it a 7. I just don't like this one, I think, as much.
Okay.
It's not bad. Like you said, there's a lot of interesting things they do here.
Yes.
And like most of my problems, I admit sometimes the fixing of those would then negate the other problems I mentioned. Or if you fixed both problems, it wouldn't work. Yeah. So I don't really know what I actually want them to do to fix the film. If there is anything to do to fix the film. Yeah. I just wish there was difference. There was other things involved from a writing perspective. I kind of just wish there was more of a cohesion. So yeah, I'm giving it a 7.
Oh, I gotcha.
Next week.
Yes.
I was looking to see if you were looking to see if I was going to react.
Yes. I can't wait for this one. This can be fun.
This movie upcoming is on the list.
And it's
shut somebody up for needling me every time I make a joke about that he told me between his wife and, or not his wife, him and his mother-in-law. Because he keeps bringing up Pony Boy.
Yes.
And I will explain much more next week when we review My Little Pony, the movie. from 2017.
This is
I
gonna be
did see this in theaters, folks, and
Yes.
there was a good reason for it. Even if it's one I don't talk about,
Yes,
and you'll understand more.
all secrets are
next
revealed
week.
next week.
It's not really secrets.
I know.
It's more of, yes, I was into the show, but I don't claim a lot of the negative aspects that come from that fandom.
True.
The crazier aspects. So we will. I shall explain all more in our next episode of the Cellcast. But in the meantime,
Yes.
why don't we go ahead and jump into our bumpers, and then we will finish after 2 years Batman the Animated Series.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out the Monster Island Film Vault. Hey, kaiju lovers, looking for a podcast that's a fun listen and takes big monsters seriously? Then check out the Monster Island Film Vault, a podcast seeking entertainment and enlightenment through tokusatsu. Host and film curator Nate Marchand and his rotating roster of guest hosts take academic yet fun deep dives into the wide world of giant monster films and TV, discussing their artistic merits or lack thereof, and their historical and cultural context, giving you a greater appreciation for an underappreciated genre. You'll hear about Godzilla, King Kong, Gamera, and more, while also getting a crash course in Toku topics, ranging from history to sociology to science. Along the way, you'll hear audio drama segments chronicling Nate's many misadventures on Monster Island, with a colorful cast of characters, like his intrepid producer, Jimmy from NASA. So pay a visit to the Monster Island Film Vault at monsterislandfilmvault.com.
And our unofficial third host for the Cellcast.
Very unofficial.
Yeah, very unofficial.
He's already scheduled for another upcoming episode, guys.
I'm not surprised.
A certain giant robot
Yeah.
movie.
And we'll get there when we get there in
Indeed.
November.
So much orange juice. Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons: Artsy Steph,
PaulJPowers.com.
Book of Gaming,
Edward Gonzalez.
and the Monster Island Film Vault.
Thanks, Nate.
If you would like to have your name shouted out on the show like these fine people, plus episodes of our Patreon exclusive shows, We're Just Super Saiyan and Extra TAS, X-Men 97 Season 2, you can donate to our Patreon at the $1 level, and then at the $5 level, you can get all that, plus uncut episodes of the Cellcast with no ads, plus some special art from Jacob. We just released
finally
one.
up there.
And then at the $10 level, you can get all of that we've just mentioned, plus you can force us to review a film of your choice within reason in 2027.
Yeah.
And one slot has already been took. Thank you, Artsy Steph.
Artsy always does the best movies.
Indeed. In fact, from what no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. If you would like, I already read all that. Also, check out our Redbubble store for stickers, t-shirts, and
Yes.
various other items.
Yes.
And if you want to support us without spending any money, please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you found us, and share us with your friends. And one final time.
Yes.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. 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 There is a song the good folks sing.
Song the good folks sing.
In the great hall of the Justice League.
Speaking of the Joker, Beware the Creeper.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this episode. Oh my gosh.
First aired November 7th, 1998. Production episode 108. Broadcast episode 108. And for those of you paying attention, yes, I was wrong a couple weeks ago when I said that was our last time the production and broadcast numbers matched. It's actually this episode was the last time they matched. My apologies. Is directed by Dan Reba and written by none other than Howard the Duck's creator himself, Steve Gerber.
Oh, that's right. He did write this.
Why did they let Steve Gerber on this show is my question. I don't hate it, don't get me wrong, but his is the weirder episodes, but it's done very well here. Synopsis for this one. The Joker throws a reporter into a vat of the chemicals that turned him into the Joker, and that turns this guy into the wacky superhero, the Creeper. Or supervillain? It said superhero for some reason on the thing. But he's not really a hero. But he is creepy.
He is creepy.
New cast for this episode. We've got Jeff Glenn Bennett as the Creeper and Jack Ryder.
Yes.
Elizabeth Daly as thrift store manager. And Billy West as Kerr, Lair, and Moe.
Oh, yeah. Forgot.
As Jack Ryder, trivia for this episode, as Jack Ryder bursts into the clothing store to redress himself, a sign above the boutique reads, Ditko's Vintage Clothing.
Yes.
Named after comic book artist and writer Steve Ditko, the creator of The Creeper. A mannequin of The Question, another of Steve Ditko's characters, is seen in the background of the boutique. The dramatized Batman in Jack Ryder's special report, Joker, The Madness Behind the Laughter, looks similar to Robert Lowry's portrayal of Batman in the serial film Batman and Robin from 1949, as well as Batman in his very first appearance in Detective Comics number 27, as illustrated by Bob Kane and, of course, written by Bill Finger.
Of course.
I'm going to mention Bill Finger every time I get a chance with Batman.
Of course.
Because he deserves more respect than he ever got.
Agreed.
When Jack Ryder is discussing the Joker's history in a special report, he mentions the Joker's time working with Salvatore Valestra, and the camera cuts to a photograph of the Joker before the Axis Chemicals accident. This was a photograph Batman found in Salvatore Valestra's home during the events of Batman, Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes. Which we've already reviewed, so go back to the archives and find that one.
Indeed.
It's a really good one.
We've only reviewed it once.
Yes.
The Joker's 3 henchmen are drawn and voiced to sound like Larry Fine, Moe Howard, and Curly Howard, the original, or at least the original on film, Three Stooges. Because technically Shemp predates Curly in the original vaudeville show, but he didn't want to do it originally, but came back after Curly died. And then when Shemp died, it went to Joe, and nobody likes Joe.
Poor Joe.
Poor Joe. Bruce Timm has stated in an interview that the Creeper is basically what he envisioned for his original concept of the titular character of the 1995 Steven Spielberg Presents Freakazoid.
Oh, that makes sense.
During the episode, the Joker accuses the Creeper of stealing his act. Jeff Bennett, the voice of Jack Ryder, the Creeper, went on to voice the Joker on Batman, the Brave and the Bold, 2008. Harley Quinn's anniversary song to Joker is an homage to Marilyn Monroe's famous rendition of Happy Birthday to President John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Oh my gosh, that scene creeped me out. I was like, oh my gosh.
Indeed.
Because the fact that the last 2 episodes we had with Harley be like, what was it?
Well, we had Mad Love.
Mad Love. Where it was very suggestive.
Oh, yeah. And now it's just full on.
Way. Yes.
Now it's just full on. Happy anniversary, Mr. J.
Yeah.
I'm your puddin'. He's puddin'.
Yeah, he's puddin'. Yeah, so be like kind of really quick and be like, some people might notice that I have my pen out. My little...
Yes, for the audio listeners.
Yeah. Audio listeners, I'm drawing right now.
Jacob is keeping focused on the podcast by also drawing.
While I'm working on the rough layout of the soon-to-be cover for this episode. You're welcome, Artsy.
He is paying attention.
I am paying attention. Shocker.
While this is the only appearance of the Creeper in this series, there is indication at the end that Jack Ryder will continue to operate as his alter ego. The Creeper does make a couple of appearances in Justice League Unlimited as a member of the expanded Justice League. He is only a background character, however, and has no dialogue. What are your thoughts on this episode?
Oh, this is a fun episode. Like you get a lot of homages to Batman 89 with the Ace Chemical Plant, which is the place where Jack Napier, played by Jack Nicholson.
Yes. Which technically is the canon for Batman the Animated Series.
Yes, it is. Because it's a follow-up to Batman 89.
And that was confirmed in an earlier Batman the Animated Series episode where a prison psychologist did refer to the Joker as Jack Napier.
Yes.
Continue.
But I really enjoyed it. I did love the quote unquote evolution of the character of the guy who becomes the Creeper.
Jack Ryder,
another Jack, which is kind of ironic. I did love the way like he was so exposed to one, the Joker laughing gas, and then the toxin, which turned his mind loopy and his skin green. And it's just like, it's a weird transformation to be like, it's so unique that be like, he is so disturbing to everybody around him. The fact that at the very end of the episode, the Joker's so freaked out by him, he's telling Batman, get him. He's scaring me. I'm the Joker.
It's like my brother in Christ. You did this to him.
And like, yeah, kind of a callback to, the 1989 movie, which again, I loved it as it's just a good movie. But yeah, I love this episode. It's be like you get, it's Batman and Robin. Be like, and it's good to have our Tim Drake back.
But there was a shot in this with Tim Drake in front of the Joker that made me go, foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah.
There was a shot in there. It's like, stranger danger, Tim. Get back.
Oh, isn't it more like, I can't remember. Remind me. What is it?
It was a moment where it was during the fight in the Ace Chemical Plant before Jack Ryder gets turned into...
he's about to go bonking.
And it gets very close. It's like, Batman Return to the Joker, folks. This is making it obvious. This might be where Joker got the idea.
Foreshadowing.
Poor Tim Todd.
But yeah, be like, I absolutely love this episode. It's so fun. It's so unique because you're introducing another character from the DCEAU, which hasn't become the DCEAU. Well, technically it has.
It's already become it because Superman is going at the same time.
Yeah, this is, that's why we get the new redesign and everything like that.
In fact, here's a fun little interesting thing. They mentioned that this was the 7th anniversary of him becoming the Joker, right?
You're right.
If you were to split all 4 seasons of Batman the Animated Series into a standard length seasons of television, primetime television back then, and include this one season of Superman the Animated Series that aired between 3 and 4, it's 7 seasons.
Oh, really?
It maths out that way.
Wow. That is
now,
crazy.
granted, I don't think that's exactly how that would go because obviously Batman 89 probably takes place at least, I don't know how many years between it and Batman Returns. What, like 2 or 3 years probably?
I think
or within a year.
Batman Returns, I think it's like 2 years.
2 years, and then On Leather Wings is like within a year after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of maths out.
It does a little bit. So yeah, be like, I honestly love this episode. Again, you get the development of a new character, and you get entire. Be like, it has more this horror vibe that the Jack who becomes a Creeper is tossed into a vat, which is frightening in a way. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy's dead. It's like, nope, he just keeps getting dunked and dunked and dunked, and eventually gets flushed.
Which
and everybody
raises,
assumes he's dead, and then it's like, oh, he pops up, and he's lost his ever living marbles.
This raises an interesting question about the Ace Chemical Factory.
Yeah,
you know, I can understand one time causing the Joker. That's bad enough. Mm-hmm. It's been 7 years. Ace Chemical is still around and still making Joker chemicals.
Yeah.
And they still, and OSHA still hasn't forced them to put a lid on this vat.
I agree. It's a bit bizarre.
It's a bit odd. That's all I'm saying. I know Gotham City is an evil hive of scum and villainy, but just saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
I liked I liked this episode also. I really did I liked how the transformation kind of you can kind of see how Jack Ryder, great. We don't know much about Jack before the newscast because we meet him during the newscast. But I appreciate it is interesting to see how this man who was just a reporter trying to, give an excellent report on this villain who, people might want to know something about what's going on with this guy, what's happening with what has what are the public records at Arkham about this thing, and then the Joker, being the Joker, decides if this guy wants to know so much about me, I will show him everything there is about me by pretty much turning him into me. And then the Joker and Harley, despite technically being villains, are the ones we're actually worried about if they're going to get out of this.
That is true.
Ironically, this episode and the next episode, the villains are the innocent party to a degree. Okay, granted, Joker and Harley are not completely innocent. They're the reason Jack got thrown into the vat in the first place. But at the same time, they're the ones being attacked.
That is true.
So it is interesting to see Joker and Harley being on the defensive for a change.
That is true.
And Harley just being so
flabbergasted by this guy.
Done with the creeper.
It's like
and I'm going
like he's being a creep.
He's just like your boyfriend.
Yeah,
Puddin'.
exactly. Why didn't you like him?
He's a little more unhinged. That's the thing. I'm trying to figure out who's more unhinged, the Joker or the creeper.
Well,
because the Joker is a little more unhinged in my way of thinking.
Yes.
There's a reason this guy turns in is the basis for Freakazoid.
That is true.
I mean, heck, they even reference Tiny Toon Adventures in a line.
Yes, he does.
I think actually it's Elmira he quotes.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly the line, but he's an interesting character, and it leads to a fun little adventures. They're trying to get this agent of chaos and kind of get him more under wraps.
That is true.
And I guess I did not realize that this character was technically a superhero. Granted, he's more an agent of chaos than anything else, at least in this show, but yeah. So, anything else before we jump to the next one?
No. It'd be like... But, yeah, I absolutely love this episode. It's so good. Again, it's a fitting end to our review of Batman the Animated Series.
Well, we got one more.
We got one more, but still.
Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah. This is interesting. The story itself is interesting.
Oh, yes. This first aired October 31st, 1998. Production episode 109. Broadcast episode 107. Directed by Kurt Gita and written by Rich Fogel and Alan Burnett. Synopsis for this episode: Batman investigates the sudden appearance of the Judge, a faceless vigilante who battles Gotham City's supervillains with lethal force. New cast for this episode: we've got Malachi Thorne as the Judge, So yes, even though it's revealed who the judge is later, it's not voiced by the same person. Jodie Baskerville as an anchorwoman, Steve Weber as J. Carroll Cochran, Peter Jason as Manny, and John Glover as the Riddler. I only do the new cast members in this, so bringing up the Riddler might be odd because the Riddler's been in this before, but played by a different actor.
Right.
That's because this is the first and only speaking role for the Riddler in the new Batman adventures. He says, "Hey, diddle diddle, time for a riddle," before being captured by the judge.
That is nuts.
It's very much in a Frank Gorshin type voice, too.
Yeah.
So definite throwback to 66. Malachi Thorne, the voice of the judge, is the personality behind another Batman villain. Thorne played Falseface on Batman 1966 in the episodes True or Falseface and Holy Rat Race.
Oh, okay.
But what's interesting is he really was not in True or Falseface. Because in Falseface, you know, he can Falseface can appear to be, he's like Clayface. He can appear to be different people. So technically in that episode, he was played by everyone he was pretending to be.
Oh, okay.
But he did actually play the role in Holy Rat Race. This episode aired just 3 days before Batman co-creator Bob Kane passed away, making it the final new Batman segment that aired while he was still alive and the last produced in his lifetime, as this was the final episode produced. At the start of the scene with the judge and J. Carroll Cochran, a male version of Lady Justice is seen outside. Rather than a blindfold, she wears sunglasses as a more modern take on the adage, justice is blind. Cult of the Cat and Mad Love and this episode are the only episodes in the series, in the new Batman adventures, to only feature Batman and none of the other Bat family heroes, Robin, Batgirl, or Nightwing.
Okay.
This would actually be the last time Paul Williams would voice the Penguin in the DC animated universe. What are your thoughts on this last final episode of Batman the Animated Series?
It's good because you see a little more. Be like, you actually get to know what the Penguin's doing because be like throughout this entire.
He's not done anything this season.
He hasn't done anything. Be like,
other than run the Iceberg Lounge.
Iceberg Lounge. Be like, I run a legit business. Be like, get your scum and villainy out of here. I don't want the bad
and have Playboy bunny henchwomen.
Yes.
Without the bunny ears.
Without the bunny ears. I do like that, his more interaction with the Rogues Gallery, that he's legitimately buying something that he doesn't know that's stolen. Even
in air quotes.
In air quotes. I think overall, be like, it's an interesting take because you have this new vigilante who shows up and how it's revealed like who this guy is, and it's like, oh, it's Two-Face. Two-Face put a hit on himself when he didn't know it, so he created a third personality to become a vigilante.
This is why you don't call it split personality. It's what's it called? It's not multiple personality either.
It's not. It's
got another term.
Yeah, I don't remember what the term is. It's actually
an actual thing.
It's an actual but yeah, you know what we mean.
Poor Harvey Dent is the only one of these that only one of these personalities that never gets to do anything anymore.
That is true. But I'd be like, I do enjoy it. Sorry, I get distracted what I'm doing. I really did enjoy this episode. It was more of this, who the mystery of like who the judge is and like who's really behind it, because Batman's really doing a lot of detective work in order to solve this mystery. And I think Batman be like, by the end, he knows who it is. He's not surprised by it at all.
No, he's not.
But
once they find that Two-Face's escape hatch was blocked.
Exactly.
There's only one person who could have done it, and that was Two-Face.
Two-Face. So be like another personality was created in order to do this.
It was almost as a reflection of Harvey's sense of justice coming back.
Yeah.
But twisted by the influence of Two-Face in there. And Batman.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, that's artsy stuff. He's now Three-Face.
Yeah, it's three faces.
And you are correct. It is dissociative identity disorder.
Thank
That
you.
you mentioned that.
Yeah,
thank you for reminding us.
Yes.
This was a fun episode, I feel, to go out on because in a strange way, it reflects where we started. Because many of those first episodes, I think even the very first episode we reviewed, which was not on Leather Wings, it was a different one, but it included Harvey Dent in those early episodes where he was still just Harvey Dent and trying to do his best to clean up the streets of Gotham in the best way he could at the time before he became the villainous Two-Face. So it was kind of interesting to see at least some part of Harvey Dent come back, even if it was twisted into the Judge. So I love this kind of like ending where it began, but it's still a different place. Like we've come back around on the spiral because we're not back where we started. We're kind of either above it or below it. So, I kind of like how. I don't know. This episode was not obviously planned as the last episode that was broadcast because that would actually be Mad Love, which was also a good one kind of to go out on.
It was good.
But from a production standpoint, this being the final episode is kind of a nice return to kind of where we started.
Right.
We get to see many of our villains come back, even if it is just for a bit point. We get Killer Croc, the Riddler, Two-Face, and Penguin show back up. The only person we're missing here is Joker. Yeah. That's fine. We just got him last episode.
Exactly.
So, we don't get Ivy either, but then she wasn't really, and she would have been good to have at the beginning.
True.
With this one. But it's not that. We just had her recently also. So, I kind of like this as the ending. Granted, it's going to go on because I think we have a couple more seasons of Superman the Animated Series that aired after
Justice
this.
League, Justice
We
League
got
Unlimited.
Justice League Unlimited, a couple other shows
Static Shock
that are connected in.
Yeah.
Teen Titans is not.
No, it's not.
In this, even though is referenced in one of the Batman Static Shock crossovers.
It is.
Because it was originally thought they were going to have it be, but that was before the show came out and before they really had focused on the more anime-focused visuals of that Teen Titans would end up using.
Yeah.
But all in all, as we come to the end of our 2-year run, or 2.5, we took a break in the middle. Of Batman the Animated Series. Yes. I am happy we got to go through this because there's a lot of this that was fun, a lot that I enjoyed. Did it go on for a little bit longer than I was expecting?
Yes.
This might be the last super long form show we ever do, but never say never.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to want to do a long show for a while.
Okay, so
this.
as a quick recap, of Batman the Animated Series, 3 or 4 seasons, however
depending
you
on how you count it. Right. But we'll count it this way. Technically, when it was just there's 2 seasons where it's just called Batman the Animated Series. Then there's the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, which is season 3, and then the New Batman Adventures, which is season 4.
Agreed. I think because again, I grew up watching this in the 90s when I was a kid. It's a lot of nostalgia. I absolutely loved this series. There are some episodes where it's like, okay, this was a little bit awkward, but I think overall it's done very well. You have Batman the Animated Series, you have The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and then you have Batman the New Adventures. And it's all one series, just under 3 labels.
Yes.
And then you get the shift over from Fox to WB, and you get the animation changeover. And then I think when they went to the WB, they could do more. Be like,
because they were under a different.
Under different code.
It was a different network, so the censors technically would have been different than the Fox Kids. At the same time, they were still under FCC regulations, so they still had to be. They couldn't do. Hey, we did finally get blood this season.
We did,
which we never got in the other 3 seasons.
Didn't.
So
that is true.
That shows you how much they had to. Much more they could work with.
Yeah. Agreed. But overall, I really enjoyed this series. I love this kind of a reflection upon what the series was and what it did, and it re-sculpted the landscape of the animation world. Definitely when it comes to like television series, because it would influence the different generation of animators and artists to do different things. And it's what led to Superman. It led to Justice League. It led to everything else that led behind it.
Yeah.
And it's a capstone.
Really, it was the first serious attempt.
Oh, yeah.
At what we now call a cinematic universe.
We do.
It was on television, but it was this idea like we can have all these different shows doing different things, but they all exist together. Right. Granted, Batman and Spider-Man and X-Men kind of did that, but they didn't go through with it completely.
Yeah, you didn't have like all these multi-crossovers. Be like, you wouldn't get that really until you get the CW crossovers.
Yeah.
Later on with live action. But be like, this is there's a cornerstone of animation in the 90s that everything around it, and Batman the Animated Series, which changed the game for everything. And it was a different dynamic, the way it was animated, the way it was designed, everything. Be like, because Batman the Animated Series boldly stuck out like a sore thumb in the cartoon landscape. And I'd be like, I don't think, because as a kid, I don't think like watching this show, be like, it changed the way I view cartoons, the way I view animation, and especially doing this review is definitely kind of sharpened my artistic view a little bit, because more angles and stuff like that. Because be like, you can't get enough of Batman the Animated Series. Bruce Timm and all that crew that did this. Yeah,
It keeps going.
It continues to go.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. Oh my gosh,
which was an amazing idea for a show that was an original idea by this team.
It was.
It's technically based on Batman, but it's set so far in the future that pretty much anything they did was their own creation. They didn't. This show and the DC animated universe as a whole. Is my standard for how DC should be adapted.
Agreed.
In visual, in video form.
Yeah.
I know there's some people who say that about the Snyderverse. I know there's people who say that about different things. I'm sorry. This is the gold standard. This is the standard by how you adapt these things. They're serious enough that they can tell these good episodic stories, but they're not afraid to be a little bit goofy when the time comes. Everything, like, this show has such a strong legacy. It created the character of Harley Quinn. It reinvigorated characters like Mr. Freeze. Because you got to remember, folks, before this show, Mr. Freeze's entire shtick was he just liked freezing things. Yeah. He was a Z-list villain. This show gave him enough of a backstory that it was copied into the actual comics. Yeah. It was then copied for the movie Batman and Robin. Yes. Not as well, but it was there. Yeah. It
redefined
in many ways,
so many things.
Poison Ivy the same was done with Poison Ivy, Two-Face, so many of these other characters who I don't think of outside. I when I see these characters, I go, these came from my Batman. And that's the thing. As much as I love the 66 Batman show, because I do love the 66 Batman show, this is my Batman. That's not changing any time soon. I don't care who you get to play Batman in the future. It could win Oscars and Academy Awards and win every award between here and Mercury for all I care. It's never going to hold a candle to what Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and Kevin Conroy did with this show.
Yes.
And Mark Hamill. I'm not going to leave Mark Hamill out of this.
Of course not.
And everyone who worked on it. This was a star-studded cast. Granted, as a kid, I didn't know that. I didn't recognize these voices. I recognize them now because I know who a lot of these people are. And I can tell you, if you remember all the way back in those first episodes, I'm flabbergasted by, oh, it's this guy from Night Court. This guy from this girl from second season of Next Generation and from original series and all these different people. Oh, the composer of Rainbow Connection is the Penguin of all people.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. No other adaptation of DC is ever going to top this for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's the gold standard.
It's the gold standard.
And a lot of... Yeah, go ahead.
And it's this that I think... I don't know exactly what James Gunn's plans are for DC. None of us really do.
No.
But there's always going to be a spine. Anytime I hear of a new adaptation of Batman and Superman and the whole gang, the whole league... This is what I'm hoping they go for. And if they don't meet this standard, doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. It's just they're not as good as they could be. So that's my final thoughts on Batman the Animated Series. Do you have any final thoughts on this?
No, I'd be like, I really enjoyed the opportunity to do this review. And we go from dark and gritty to...
I mean, technically the DC characters do show up in this show that we're going to next.
Oh.
For one scene.
Oh, they do.
And, well, Aquaman makes another shot that showing, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, so what are we reviewing next?
Starting next episode, along with My Little Pony, the movie, we are beginning Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Now, first off, because these episodes are very dense, I'm kind of backing off on some of the trivia stuff.
Because we'd be here all night, people.
It's going to be hard for us not to be here with these episodes all night anyway.
Right.
But I am doing a primer coming out in the next week. It will be both in the Patreon and in the regular feed. The Patreon version is not going to have any extra information. It's going to be the same episode in both. I'm just putting it there for convenience. But that will do most of my series trivia, and what is actually going on with the show is going to be discussed there.
Fair.
So keep an eye out for that in your podcast. What is the word? It just went out of my head.
I don't know what word you're looking at.
Wherever you download podcasts.
Oh,
keep an eye out.
Your podcast feed.
Podcatcher.
Podcast feed. Whatever.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that in your podcatcher. It's apparently late, and I'm apparently tired.
You think?
But it will be in both for both patrons and the others. So go check that out when it releases. It's going to be. I'm going to record it probably this weekend and get it released. It is just going to be me talking about it because I'm literally just putting out information to get it out of the way. But next week, for those of you who want to watch with us, over on Team 4Star's website, our YouTube channel, Team 4Star, I'm just going to tell you, go there to watch it. It's free while it's still there.
While it's still there.
We will be watching the episodes The Return of Raditz. Wait. And They All Lived Happily Ever... and Happily Ever Afterlife. These episodes are only about 10 minutes long, folks,
right.
So...
Follow along.
It's gonna be fun.
And there's audio commentary too.
Yes, on the 4-Star Bento. And yes, when you watch these first couple episodes,
They're rough.
They're rough.
They're rough.
But they are the bottom. It's all uphill from the beginning. So join us next week for that. But in the meantime, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And we'll catch you in the next frame.
To follow Jacob and Drew's individual internet exploits, check out the Linktree links in the show notes. You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter or X at @cast_cell. Follow our Facebook page, The Cellcast Podcast, and join our Facebook group, The Cell Nation, our YouTube channel, Cellcast, and our Rumble channel, The Cellcast Gaming. You can join us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central for our live recordings of our episodes on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also join Drew on those same streaming channels on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central for gaming streams. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts can be downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. Our bad movie theme is It's Party Time by Gregory Snegoff, with additional audio from the film Titanic: The Legend Goes On, and remember, that's Cell with a single L.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow can... Back up. Let me back up. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and